Antamango. The headline: Zambia open for mining investment. Mufulira experienced rise in malaria cases. ZRA urges clearing agents to adopt digital platforms to ease border congestion. Zambia showcases investment opportunities in the U.S. Chipolopolo starts 2026 World Cup campaign. And now, the news in detail. The Zambia Mining and Investment Interca ZAMII 2025 is set to take place from October 6th to 10th at the Mulungushi International Conference Center in Lusaka. This year's theme is Unlocking Africa's Wealth, Advancing Sustainable Mining, Benefication and Value Addition. The event, which has been officially launched, aims to enhance investment and development across the mining sector. Minister of Mines and Minerals Development, Honorable Paul Kabuswe, emphasized the importance of sustainable mining practices during the launch. President Hakainde Hichilema has assured investors of the government's commitment to creating an enabling environment for sustainable growth and development in the mining sector. The government has put in place policies and reforms to attract investments. Registration is now open for ZAMII 2025. Don't miss this opportunity to shape the future of mining investment in Zambia. The event is expected to attract over 2,500 local and international guests. Zambia says it's open for business in the mining sector. Mines Permanent Secretary Dr. Hapenga Kabeta told an international conference in Australia that copper production rose by 12% last year, reaching over 800,000 metric tons. He said more than 7,000 jobs have been created, while companies including Barrick Lumwana, First Quantum, Vedanta, and Cobalt Metals are investing billions of dollars. The government is also formalizing artisanal mining, encouraging exploration of lithium, nickel, and rare earth minerals. More in this report. The Zambia Revenue Authority ZRA is pushing for the adoption of digital platforms to streamline the clearance of goods at border posts, aiming to reduce congestion and enhance efficiency. Commissioner General Dingani Banda emphasized the importance of leveraging technology to facilitate smoother operations. Speaking in Sasheke District, Mr. Banda encouraged clearing agents to utilize digital platforms for processing goods, thereby avoiding lengthy queues at border points. To support this initiative, ZRA has established free internet cafes at border points, providing agents with the necessary infrastructure to clear goods online. Furthermore, the authority is working to enhance its digital system, enabling agents to clear goods using their mobile phones. This move is expected to not only ease congestion at border posts, but also improve the overall efficiency of the clearance process, benefiting both traders and tourists alike. By adopting digital platforms, clearing agents can expedite the clearance of goods and reducing wait times and costs associated with delays. Mufulira district on the Copperbelt province has seen an increase in number of malaria cases, confirming to CBC TV News District Health Director Dr. Abel Hamonga said the cases are slowly increasing due to the abundance of mosquitoes. Dr. Hamonga says it is unfortunate that the district has not been included on its year's phase of indoor residue spraying by the Ministry of Health. However, Dr. Hamonga said his office has engaged Mopani Copper Mines to request assistance with indoor spraying to help reduce the number of malaria cases in the district. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health announced that its nationwide indoor residue spraying exercise will begin on September 15, 2025, targeting 30 districts across Zambia. More
The IRS individual spray, as the province has kicked the program of spraying our houses, but it's done in phases. So 3 districts have started doing that. Phase 1, phase 2 will be done under our district. You know that malaria is the #1 killer in Africa, not only just in Zambia but in Africa. So we've got a rising number of cases of malaria cases in the district. So in the interim, as we are waiting for the phase 2 to kick on, we've engaged Mopan to come on board to help us spray our households so that we prevent the spread of. We've engaged Mopan to come on board to help us spray our households so that we prevent the spread of malaria. Spray our households so that we prevent the spread of malaria. Yes.
The Ministry of Community Development and Social Services is taking a significant step towards enhancing its operations with the launch of a risk management policy. The launch is being led by the Minister of Honorable Doreen Mwamba. The risk management policy aims to identify, assess and mitigate political risks that may impact the ministry's operations and programs. The policy will enable the ministry to proactively manage risks and ensure the effective delivery of services to communities. The Minister, Honorable Doreen Mwamba, said the launch of this policy demonstrates the ministry's commitment to good governance and accountability. The ministry plays a critical role in promoting the well-being of
transformation every day.
Christ Life is more than a school. It's a nurturing community. Our qualified teachers use innovative methods that keep the minds and hearts of our students engaged. Our cafeteria isn't just a place to eat. It's a hub of nourishment and community. Our sports activities are always filled with fun and creativity that promote teamwork and confidence in every child. With access to the latest educational software, learners are prepared for the digital age with confidence and creativity. Empowering students with skills in and out of the classroom. Swimming is a life skill that is cardinal for survival. Our ballet programs teaches more than just dance. It installs grace, discipline, and expression. The heart of knowledge builds in our school library with a wide collection of fiction, non-fiction, reference material, and digital resources. Our school offers exciting and safe playground facilities for both ECE and primary students. Safety is our top priority, and our drivers are carefully selected for their professionalism and commitment to the well-being of our students. At Christ Life School, we believe education is not just about passing exams, it's about preparation. So, if you are looking for a school that feels like home, where your child will be known, loved, and challenged to reach their highest potential, then Christ Life School is the place.
So won't you break free, won't you break?
This is Breaking Free.
I have to say, mental health was not my first choice.
Okay.
So this is my second career. I was very fortunate when I came out of school. I went into a career in marketing, advertising and sales.
Because I was a pastor and a businessman. So every time when I go for business dinners with my clients, some of them would say, no, just drink a little bit of wine.
Yeah. So again, if we are focused on areas that are negative, we are focused on our anxieties, it's going to perpetuate negativity. Remember that you have worth, you are worth it, and you are loved.
If you are a prostitute and you condemn yourself, you beat yourself down, go to church anyway. If you're a criminal, you're a robber, and you think what you're doing is not right, go to church anyway. If at any time you drink, you smoke, and you condemn yourself for that, go to church anyway, because church was meant for you and I, because we are both sinners. On Breaking Free, we hope that one day Zambia shall be sober.
So won't you break free, won't you break free?
In a world filled with noise, CBC is a voice of hope, truth, and transformation. We are a dynamic, purpose-driven broadcaster bringing you content that uplifts, inspires, and changes lives every single day. From youth to professionals, to families and undeserved communities. Our programming speaks to every heart, every home. And for brands with visions, we are the platform that puts your message where it matters the most. We are more than just a channel. We are a movement of faith, of purpose, of impact. Partner with CBC TV and let your brand stand for something greater. Purpose, integrity, lasting impact. CBC TV, inspiring transformation every day.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned, and now we continue with the news. The government of Zambia is embarking on a roadshow across key cities in the USA. The Zambia Roadshow is scheduled for September 5th to 18th, 2025, aims to highlight Zambia's vast investment opportunities in sectors like energy, agriculture, technology, manufacturing, mining, healthcare, and financial services. According to the Zambia Development Agency, the roadshow will underscore Zambia's strategic reforms, investor-friendly climate, and commitment to fostering mutually beneficial partnerships. The government of Zambia is looking to position the country as a competitive and reliable investment destination in Africa. Speaking ahead of the roadshow, ZDA Director General Albert Halwampa emphasized Zambia's readiness to engage with USA investors. Our message is simple: Zambia is open and ready for business, and we are committed to ensuring that investors thrive in a predictable, transparent, and supportive environment. Zambia's ambassador to the USA, Dr. Chishimba Kanyama, highlighted the country's prioritization of stability, transparency, economic growth. The roadshow is expected to deepen economic ties, attract investment, and expand market access between Zambia and the United States. The Zambia Roadshow in the USA affirms the government's vision to position Zambia as a hub of investment and trade in Africa. The Lusaka Magistrate Court has set tomorrow for the sentencing of former Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Malanji and a former Secretary to the Treasury Fredson Nyamba. Acting Chief Resident Magistrate Irene Washimanga this morning found both former officials guilty of money laundering related offenses. Nyamba was convicted on 2 counts of failure to follow procedure, while Malanji, also known as Bonanza, was found guilty on 7 counts of possessing properties suspected to be proceeds of crime. The properties linked to Malanji included a Bell of 430 helicopter, a Bell 206 Jet Ranger, and 3 houses in Silverest. He was acquitted on 1 account involving the Gibson Royal Hotel. The court heard that Nyamba authorized the irregular transfer of 108 million to the Zambia mission in Turkey, while Malanje failed to prove the source of funds used to acquire the properties. Sentencing has been reserved for tomorrow, and both convicts will remain in custody until then. More in this report.
I think you know that Zambia is not in a good place in the World Cup qualifiers. The chances of qualifying are very slim, but the work of the building begins now, because there are games coming. We've got the AFCON coming.
The Lusaka Magistrate Court has set tomorrow for sentencing of former Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Malanje and former Secretary to the Treasury Fredson Yamba. Acting Chief Resident Magistrate Irene Washimanga this morning found both former officials guilty of money laundering related offenses. Yamba was convicted on 2 counts of failure to follow procedure, while Malanje, also known as Bonanza, was found guilty on 7 counts of possessing properties suspected to be proceeds of crime. The properties linked to Malanje include a Bell 430 helicopter, a Bell 206 Jet Ranger, and 3 houses in Silverest. He was acquitted on 1 count involving the Gibson Royal Hotel. The court held that Yamba authorized the irregular transfer of 108 million to the Zambian mission in Turkey, while Malanje failed to prove the source of funds used to acquire the properties. Sentencing has been reserved for tomorrow, and both convicts will remain in custody until then. More in this report.
Promotion yiberere pesa nomba.
We take another break, but on the other side, meet me with sports and international news.
In a world filled with noise, CBC is a voice of hope, truth, and transformation. We are a dynamic, purpose-driven broadcaster bringing you content that uplifts, inspires, and changes lives every single day. From youth to professionals, to families and undeserved communities. Our programming speaks to every heart, every home. And for brands with visions, we are the platform that puts your message where it matters the most. We are more than just a channel. We are a movement of faith, of purpose, of impact. Partner with CBC TV and let your brand stand for something greater. Purpose, integrity, lasting impact. CBC TV, inspiring transformation every day.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. And now in sports news. Zambia's national football team, the Chipolopolo, has begun its campaign for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. President Keith Mwemba says that although chances of qualifying are slim, the team is committed to finishing the qualifiers strongly. He added the campaign will build momentum for future tournaments, including the Africa Cup of Nations in December and the 2030 World Cup qualifiers. More in this report.
think you know that Zambia is not in a good place in the World Cup qualifiers. The chances of qualifying are very slim, but the work of the building begins now because there are games coming. We've got the AFCON coming in December, but also we want to finish on a high. Let's finish strongly and see where it takes us, without expecting too much or exaggerating. I think if you talk about World Cup, good preparation should really be focused on the 2030 World Cup. That's where we should be talking about. That's why now, how do we recruit? How do we start preparing? Friend games are very important. Fair selection of players is very important. Building from where we are now, where do we want to go? What should we do as a country to make sure that this country qualifies for the very first time to the Senior Men's World Cup in 2030? And if you don't plan and don't start working now, it will be difficult again to qualify. So the work starts now. So even these games, as we are playing them, they should be used with that in mind. They can also be used to prepare for the AFCON. Because I think if we prepare well, we don't expect to win it. That will be asking too much. But one step at a time. So there is no substitute to adequate preparation in football. But also, what the country must remember, it's easy out there.
In international news, we monitor the BBC.
Hello, I'm Lucy Hawkins. Good to have you with us on BBC News Now. Let's take you back to our top story this hour, to China. They have held a massive military parade in Beijing, the biggest ever, unveiling what appears to be a new arsenal of high-tech weapons, celebrating the end of the Second World War in Asia. Our China correspondent Steve McDonnell has the latest for us.
So the parade is over here and we are seeing traffic return to the streets of Beijing. It's not as busy as a normal working day yet, but the city's starting to get back to normal, and now it's a time to reflect on...
That note brings us to the end of our main news, but before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. Zambia open for mining investment. Mufulira experienced rise in malaria cases. ZRA urges clearing agents to adopt digital platforms to ease border congestion. Zambia showcases investment opportunities in the USA. Chipolopolo starts 2026 World Cup campaign. And that brings us to the end of our main news. Good night and God bless.